Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this session. I am going to talk about The Nun's Priest Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer as a mock heroic poem. The Nun Priest Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer can be studied from many angles. One of the angles, an important angle, is to consider the Nun's Priest Tale as a mock heroic poem. A mock heroic poem is a poem that deals with a very trifling subject, matter in a very elevated manner. This genre of literature is known as mock heroic poem. Geoffrey Chaucer composed most of his tales or all the tales in a mock heroic form. Later, mock heroic poetry became very popular in the 18th century. Alexander Pope wrote The Rape of the Lock as a mock heroic poem. John Dryden composed Macflecknoe and Absalom and Achitophel as a mock heroic poem. Now let me discuss the Nun's Priest Tale as a mock heroic poem. The Nun Priest Tale Nun Priest Tale is preceded by the tale of the monk, and it is followed by the tale of another nun. Nun Priest Tale is a mock heroic poem of 626 lines. The poem was composed in the 1390s. It is a very interesting poem. A very poor widow lives in a small cottage with her two daughters. Her main possession is a noble cock named Chanticleer. This rooster is beautiful. Nowhere in the land is there a cock who can match him in crowing. He is the master. So he thinks of 7 hens. The loveliest of them is the beautiful and gracious Lady Pertilote, a beautiful hen. She holds the heart of Chanticleer and shares in all his glories and all his problems and troubles. One spring morning, Chanticleer awakens from a terrible dream of a beast roaming in the yard, trying to seize him. This beast's color and markings are much the same as a fox. Lady Parlotit cried out, "For shame, fie on you, heartless coward, avoid coward, fie on you, heartless." Now, Chanticleer shares his nightmare or unpleasant dream with Partiloti. Partiloti tells Chanticleer that he had such dream due to his illness, due to his constipation. She says that he needs some laxative to cure this illness. He catches sight of a fox named Don Russell, who is hiding near the farmyard. At the end of the tale, the host praises the nun's priest. Chanticleer is held by Don Russell, the fox, by the neck, and he is taken away in a heroic way, in a heroic manner. This makes the poem mocks the functions. It is a satire and commentary on man's foibles, shortcomings and defects, to suggest that animals behave like humans is to suggest that humans often behave like animals. It is a mock heroic poem when Don Russell, the fox, runs off with Chanticleer in his jaws. He looks like an epic hero. This makes the tale mock heroic poem. The chase itself reminds one of Achilles chasing Hector around the battlements in the Iliad by Homer. The mock heroic tone is also used to other instances where the nun's priest describe the capture of the Don Russell, the fox, and refers to the event in terms of their prominent traitors, referring to the fox as a new Iscariot, a second Ganelon, and a false hypocrite, Greek Sinon or Sinon. And when the Barnyard discusses high philosophical and theological questions, the poem becomes very mocking, very laughing, very ridiculous. Lady Partiloti and Chanticleer discuss divine foreknowledge in a high intellectual and moral tone. In the context of a barnyard, chickens is the height of comic irony in the poem. It is very ridiculous to learn or to have the description of Geoffrey Chaucer that he describes the responsibilities, the duties of Chanticleer as a heroic one. Now, what is the duty of Chanticleer? The duty of Chanticleer is to crow at the dawn of the day. It is believed that day will not break until and unless Chanticleer crows at the rise of the sun. This makes the poem very mocking, very laughing. Geoffrey Chaucer describes the dwelling place as a palace, as a castle. He makes use of the words such as castle wall, fine coral, polishing jet, azure lilies, and burnished gold, which make the poem ridiculous and laughing. To conclude, the Nun's Priest's Tale is a beautiful mock heroic poem. It is composed in iambic pentameter, as has been used by later poets, by the 18th century poets such as Alexander Pope, John Dryden, and others. Thanks a lot.